Have you ever wondered what would happen if the company everyone thought was falling behind suddenly became the one changing the future of the automotive industry? While the world was obsessed with electric cars and every headline seemed to revolve around Tesla, another automaker was quietly working on a solution that could challenge the EV revolution in a completely different way. And the surprising part? It wasn't trying to beat Tesla at its own game. It was changing the rules altogether. For years, the automotive industry seemed convinced that fully electric vehicles were the only path forward. Governments announced ambitious EV targets, manufacturers rushed to launch battery-powered models, and Tesla became the symbol of that transformation. But behind all the excitement, a much bigger question remained unanswered. What about the billions of people who don't have reliable charging infrastructure? In many parts of the world, charging stations are still difficult to find. Apartment owners can't always install home chargers, long-distance drivers worry about running out of power, and extreme temperatures can still affect battery performance. These aren't futuristic problems, they're everyday challenges for millions of drivers. Instead of ignoring those realities, Toyota chose a completely different strategy. While competitors poured nearly all of their resources into fully electric vehicles, Toyota continued investing in hybrid technology. At first, many critics saw this as hesitation. Some even claimed the company was losing the race. But Toyota wasn't slowing down. It was preparing for a different future. And now, that decision is beginning to make a lot more sense. Toyota's latest hybrid technology isn't simply an upgraded version of the systems we've known for years. It's designed to bridge the gap between traditional petrol vehicles and fully electric cars. Drivers still enjoy impressive fuel efficiency and lower emissions, but without depending entirely on charging stations or changing their daily routines. That's a major advantage. Imagine driving through remote highways, rural towns, or countries where charging infrastructure is still developing. Instead of worrying about the nearest charging station, the hybrid system automatically switches between electric power and its combustion engine whenever needed. The result is a driving experience that feels practical instead of stressful. And practicality has become one of Toyota's greatest strengths. Tesla has built some of the world's most advanced electric vehicles. There's no denying that. Features like advanced software, frequent updates, and impressive acceleration have helped redefine what modern cars can do. But for many buyers, technology alone isn't enough. A car also needs to fit into everyday life. That's where Toyota is quietly gaining attention. Rather than asking customers to completely change how they travel, Toyota offers a solution that works with existing infrastructure. Drivers don't need to plan every journey around charging stops. They don't have to install expensive charging equipment at home, and they can continue driving even in areas where public chargers are rare. That convenience matters far more than many people realize. Then comes another factor that's impossible to ignore: cost. Buying a new vehicle is one of the biggest financial decisions most families make. While premium electric vehicles continue to attract attention, affordability often determines what people actually drive home. Toyota understood this long before many of its competitors. Instead of focusing only on high-end technology, the company concentrated on delivering vehicles that balance efficiency, reliability, and price. For countless middle-class families, that combination can be much more appealing than paying significantly more for an all-electric vehicle, while also adapting to an entirely new charging lifestyle. As inflation and living costs continue affecting households around the world, buyers are becoming increasingly practical. They aren't just asking which car is the most advanced, they're asking which car makes the most sense. And that's a question Toyota has been preparing to answer for years. The result is something few people expected. In many regions where EV infrastructure is still catching up, hybrid vehicles continue attracting strong demand because they solve today's transportation problems instead of waiting for tomorrow's solutions. That's a powerful shift. Because in the race to shape the future of mobility, the company that understands today's drivers may end up winning tomorrow's market. Before we reveal Toyota's much bigger strategy and why it could reshape the entire automotive industry, take a second to subscribe to Modern Discovery. We bring you the biggest breakthroughs in technology, transportation, and innovation, all explained in a way that keeps you ahead of the curve.
But here's where the story becomes even more interesting. Toyota's hybrid success may only be the first chapter of a much larger plan, one that could redefine the future of clean transportation itself. Toyota's latest hybrids may be grabbing attention today, but the company's long-term vision extends far beyond hybrid technology. While much of the industry has committed to a single path,
Toyota has quietly been preparing for multiple possible futures, and that flexibility could become its biggest competitive advantage. Behind the scenes, Toyota has invested billions into technologies that many people rarely hear about. One of the most exciting is solid-state batteries, a technology that many experts believe could solve several of the biggest problems facing today's electric vehicles. Compared to conventional lithium-ion batteries, solid-state batteries have the potential to charge much faster, store more energy, improve safety, and last significantly longer. If they can be produced at scale, they could dramatically change what consumers expect from an electric vehicle. Toyota has spent years developing this technology, choosing patience over publicity. Instead of rushing unfinished products to market, the company appears focused on launching them only when they are ready for mass adoption. But that's only one piece of the puzzle. Toyota is also continuing to invest in hydrogen fuel cell technology. Unlike battery-powered vehicles, hydrogen cars can be refueled in just a few minutes while producing only water vapor as emissions. Although hydrogen infrastructure remains limited today, it could play an important role for commercial trucks, buses, and long-distance transportation, where battery charging can be less practical. Rather than betting everything on one technology, Toyota is building a portfolio of solutions. It's a strategy that recognizes an important reality. The transportation needs of the world aren't the same everywhere. A solution that works perfectly in California might not be the best option for rural India, parts of Africa, or regions where charging infrastructure is still years away from widespread adoption. That's why Toyota isn't asking the world to adapt to its technology. Instead, it's adapting its technology to the world. This broader strategy is also changing the competitive landscape. Tesla remains one of the most influential companies in the automotive industry. Its software, battery innovation, and charging network have transformed public perception of electric vehicles and pushed the entire industry forward. But the global market is far more complex than any single company or technology. Different countries have different energy systems, different customers have different budgets, and different roads demand different solutions. As these realities become more important, automakers are beginning to recognize that there may not be a single winner in the future of mobility. Instead, success may belong to companies capable of serving the widest range of customers. That has always been one of Toyota's greatest strengths. From crowded city streets to remote villages, from freezing winters to scorching deserts, Toyota has spent decades building vehicles designed for real-world conditions rather than ideal ones. That reputation for reliability didn't happen overnight. It was earned over millions of vehicles driven across every corner of the planet. This helps explain why Toyota continues to rank among the world's largest automakers year after year. While electric vehicles are expanding rapidly, hybrids remain an important bridge for millions of buyers who want lower emissions without changing how they drive. For many families, that balance simply makes more sense today. And that's the difference between selling a vision and delivering a solution. Tesla has inspired the world to imagine what transportation could become. Toyota has focused on helping people get there using the infrastructure available right now. Both approaches have changed the industry in remarkable ways. But the next decade may not be decided by who builds the fastest car,
or the smartest software, or even the biggest battery.
It may be decided by who understands everyday drivers the best. Because the future of mobility isn't only about innovation, it's about accessibility, it's about affordability, and most importantly, it's about building technology that people can actually use. So, has Toyota discovered the formula that could shape the next chapter of the automotive industry? Only time will answer that question. But one thing is already becoming clear. The race is no longer just about electric cars. It's about finding the smartest path toward cleaner, more practical transportation for billions of people around the world. And that's a race that's only just beginning. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Modern Discovery for more stories uncovering the innovations shaping tomorrow's world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.